Hello again, guys, for another session of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. On the last session, basically, we were back at the trial. Now, in the trial, we basically gather our witnesses and all that stuff. So, one of our favorite witnesses was Gumshoe, just giving his insight about the whole thing. No matter, his testimony was very questionable about his, let's just say, his intelligence towards a certain matter. But with that aside, it pretty much everything was pointed to a very making the defendant look pretty guilty at some point. But they brought in another key witness, which was Old Bag. And Old Bag, what she gave, was a very interesting testimony because she believes she saw the person that murdered good old Juan Carita. It turns out she got her sources from an unknown source. And it turns out, if we recall back, when Lana has lost her camera, she also had a note in it as well. So, once we present that evidence during the trial, it is revealed that, of course, Obag had the camera all the time, and along with this note that probably described about the whole potential affair, what's going on. But it contains a photo of someone wearing the Nickel Samurai, who's a lot shorter than usual. Now, back if you recall certain characters that come to question, we pointed out that the only potential suspect who would fit in that costume, very short, and has access to that costume, would be Adrian Andrews. Now, we return back to this court with Adrian Andrews taking the stand, and now we get right back into it. Continue. And here we go. Alright, let's see. March 22nd, 2:14 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3.
Oh, yeah.
Dude!
Did anybody else take him?
No. It's just,
all you, Zach.
It's all you, Zach. It's just
I vote for Zach Habit.
Just, you came in a little strong with the vocals, but you're good. You're good. I fixed you again. Go ahead.
Sound check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
No, you're good.
Dude, I can't believe that, Adrian. No way. Not cool and collected Adrian Andrews.
Mr. Ungard, I mean, she is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off, you know. The only person who had easy access to the knife you used at dinner was, my understanding is it was her.
So, after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time.
I see. Yeah, while you were sleeping, she could have also easily planted that blood-covered button in your hakama.
Did she take off his clothes and wear them? That's weird.
I mean,
would have been easy to do.
That's some heavy sleeping.
You know, right? Heavy sleeping.
Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Ellipses. I'm thinking as hard as I can on this. Then, dude, you're saying it really was her?
Yes, Mr. Ungard. I mean, as surprising as it is, it's looking like she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Carita. All the evidence points to her.
But why? I thought she was buds with Juan.
She has her own agenda, it seems.
Her own agenda? What are you talking about?
I'm sure you'll see by the time this trial's over. All will come to light. And Mr. Ungard, it'll be all right. I'm going to get you that acquittal by the end of today.
Give me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude?
This one, Aaron?
Phoenix. You think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right?
Exactly, Mia. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts as her strength and reason to live. But then, Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. That had to be quite a shock to her. It sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it.
Is Juan Carita the victim of this murder?
Exactly. And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Carita in an effort to get that suicide note back. It was that important to her.
That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me.
Oh? What's bothering you, Mia?
Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Mrs. Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impacts.
You know, come to think of it, it was Edgeworth.
And it was totally legally acquired.
Oh my.
It looks like he's still the one in command of this ship. Oh, phrasing. Don't let your guard down. Yet.
Alrighty, so let's see. Oop, my bad. March 22nd, 2:25 p.m. District Court, the courtroom number 3.
Now, we didn't decide on the judge.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
I can go back. I can reprise my old.
Well, if nobody wanted it,
I
nobody else
think,
wanted
I can do it if nobody else wanted it. But I wanted to give everyone a chance to get a character.
Nick, do you want to try being the judge? Or anybody? Anybody else?
Nick might be. He still might be facing Discord problems.
AFK and stuff like that. That's cool. Xander, I see you unmuted. Do you want to give this man a shot?
Well, what I was gonna ask is there like any? I guess I'm trying to figure out. Is there any specific flavor I should try and give to him, or?
I mean, he's a judge,
say the
but
lines?
yeah, he's a judge, so you know you can go like with the "Oh man, I am Courtney Style Ravine" if you want, or you can just go with your normal voice. I won't force you to voice act if you want. So if you just want to read the line as is, you're more than welcome to.
Right, I'll see what I can do.
All right.
Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
There you go. You got it.
That's good.
The prosecution calls the witness subpoenaed by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room.
I still got that card.
What is your occupation?
You know, she's got to have her fidget card, you know?
That's true.
Quite the nervous tick.
She's about to be fidgeting a lot.
Oh, not sure if
Alright.
Maria's here. I know she voiced her last time.
Did a great job too.
Yeah. Well, I guess if Maria's not available at the moment, we could find somebody to, you know, just cover for her.
I could do her again, but I thought I heard Maria a second ago.
She's popping in and out. I don't know if she's having.
Yeah, we have some really bad internet over here,
I see.
unfortunately.
All right, let me go for it. I am the manager of the defendant in this case, Mr. Matt and God.
Oh.
I see. Now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I only have one request.
Yes, sure. What is your request?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing. I would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly quote-unquote magazine recently.
No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of Gossipland. Oh, shit.
God damn it.
The judge knows about Gossipland. Also, oh boy, I gotta quit watching TV. So if the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me.
Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relationship to the victim. or relation to the victim. Sorry, I don't want to assume that it's a relationship.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Kurita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan. But this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. Or was that bait and fry? Reminds me of fishing. I'm really confused now.
But I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that yet. I mean, no one is accusing you of that.
We gotta say, Mayor, let's accuse her. Give her the electric chair.
She's like literally sitting in an electric chair, like as soon as the judge hits his gavel.
Like not only the court of law is like quickened the process in the rapid fire, even like execution is like delivered quickly. Japan and Borneo.
The firing chart, like
It's
a
like
firing squad waiting right there.
I know.
No,
Right?
it's like a Dr. Evil chair. It tilts back and she falls into lava.
Oh God, that's pretty brutal. She would just float and boil and cause a chemical reaction. But anyways,
I think there's someone here who would beg to differ.
Huh?
Yeah, you,
You mean me?
Spiky.
I think we all understand your relationship with the victim now, Miss Andrews.
Very well then, witness. Please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place.
all right, we got witness testimony when I found the body. Let's go.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt, his lazy butt, from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room. And there was his dead body. I was in shock. So many dead bodies in my life. What I saw was, naturally, the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo.
Okay, can y'all hear me? I think I'm back.
Yay!
I hear you.
I can
I'm
hear
back.
you, you can take
I
Yes.
can hear you.
Welcome back, Maria.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to take her?
Yeah, sure. Have you already read this line?
Nope. You talk
Okay,
about that juice.
Talking about that juice. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
Gotta get that blood sugar up.
Hell yeah. Get that glucose, girl.
Poured yourself a glass of juice in a room with a dead body? Okay, sure. Continue.
I was very thirsty.
Made you really thirsty.
Oh God. Well,
Nervous drinking.
I mean, there's
Anxious
several
drinking.
levels to this, considering it was her quote-unquote secret lover or whatever.
secret lover. Alright.
I am
It's
a
what Ron
certified.
wanted.
She's several kinds of thirsty.
As a certified hydro homie, yes. Sadly, I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer. And she has the brains to match.
I know, Mia, I know. She was so confident when we first met her. I could just know she's hiding something.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid a head-on confrontation. You should disrupt her pacing. Throw something at her, I don't know.
God. Like he just
me
gets
your
his
book
lawyer
at her,
badge and just like
Literally.
Give me your
Good
pearl
tomato.
necklace.
just like get the lawyer badge and just chuck it at her like
Throw some of the evidence in her face.
Really keep her on her
Objection!
feet, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hit you in the eye. Oh God, I hit you in
Actually,
the eye.
even better, take that!
It's like,
You throw something.
no,
Oh,
Phoenix,
dear.
you don't throw your lawyer badge like it's freaking lawyer camp. Come on. All right.
That's what the kids did at lawyer camp to me.
God. It's like
They
this.
played keep away with my lawyer badge.
God damn it. All right, let's continue.
Disrupt her pacing. What do you mean?
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you lit up on your offense, the instant this trial is over, understand?
Okay, so basically do the same thing we always do.
Throw shit.
Yeah, let's slap the evidence at her in the face, man.
I didn't see anything about throwing shit in there.
I mean,
So,
Boot to the head.
I hope not literal
so
shit.
mash that press button.
Also, I love that reference, by the way, Xander. All right, let's go. All right, so, let's see. It was in time the show to get to start. Went to go get Matt from his room. After that, we went to Kwan's room. Why did you go to Kwan's?
Why did you go on to him?
Yeah, let's press that. Miss Andrews, hold on a second. You said in your testimony that after you were waking up Matt, you went to Juan's room. Now, why did you do that?
As a friendly gesture, Juan was to make an appearance with the other heroes.
So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship.
All right, let's push it hard like it's, I don't know, like the stock crash market of 1929.
Push it. Push
Like
it good.
There
Like
we
the
go.
stonks.
Now, is that the only reason you went there?
I beg your pardon? What are you implying?
You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim.
Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in mind at the time.
I can't get her to talk without a strong piece of evidence. I'm gonna have to catch her in a lie.
May we continue now? Witness, what did you see when you got to his room?
All right, let's see. I was in shock.
Press this one.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
She made the juice.
Mrs. Andrews, you said you were in shock when you saw Juan Carita's body.
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, I've come to find. And despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Carita.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
Edgeworth, are you hitting on her? Somehow. Hold on. I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
I see. I'm not really sure how her looks have any relevance to the case, but continue.
All right, let's see here. What I saw naturally the exact same scene in the crime scene photo.
I'd like to press that.
Yeah, we can press
'Cause
that.
I'm thinking she changed something in the room. Okay, Miss Andrews, you mentioned the crime scene being the same as the photo. Now, this is the photo you're referring to, correct?
Yes, the one with the knife lodged in his chest.
And the guitar case was like this too, opened and empty?
Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
And then, what did you do next, witness?
Question this, because this is weird.
Yeah, that is strange,
Why would
just
you-
like Xander said.
Pour juice a glass. Like, that's some dead body right there.
Why would you pour tomato juice?
I
It's
know.
juice time.
It's supposed to be wine, but it's edited
Dead
for
bodies
kids.
make
Oh,
thirsty.
is that the mistranslation?
I mean, don't you get thirsty when you see dead bodies?
Look
No,
at that
I
rating.
call the cops.
Yeah, the wine makes more sense here.
Do we want to make it
Oh.
wine?
Let's just, yeah, I mean, I'm fine. I think it would make a lot more sense in tomato juice.
Yeah.
There's something funny about it being tomato juice.
Do we want
There
to
is,
make it
there is.
tomato juice? Let's keep it as juice. Let's keep it as tomato juice. That'll be funny.
Keep it PG for stream, you know, for the not stream the.
I suppose,
video.
yeah.
Miss
If
Andrews.
we have to, I guess.
It could be spiked juice. We could split it in the middle.
You know what? Nah, we'll look at tomato juice.
Okay.
Straight up.
She loves Bloody Marys.
She's allergic to tomatoes, so she drinks it to like get fucked up on purpose.
Oh God.
Oh, that's good.
So wait, do you like make like a cocktail mix with like Benadryl with that, so you just don't like die?
Yeah, out like a light.
The reaction
Tomato
force
and grape,
before
oh my
the
God.
Benadryl kicks in. It's that high.
All right,
It's
let's
to forget misimpacts.
Nothing like hives in the morning.
Oh, God damn it! All right,
With a
let's.
side of anaphylaxis.
Oh, God, all right, let us continue, guys.
All right. Miss Andrews, you said you poured some juice?
Yes. There was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
There were no lip marks left on this wine glass to suggest that anyone drank from it.
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
That doesn't make sense.
That makes
Right,
sense.
just say you used a straw.
Yeah.
or even like, what people do when they're like sharing water bottles, like drink it in the air.
Just
Well, I guess it's a
waterfall
little
it,
weird
yeah.
to do it, yeah.
Do you guys ever like waterfall it in a weird vein where you don't put it on your lips, but you put it at the tip of the upper lip and let it waterfall like in the curvature of your top lip?
But can you waterfall tomato juice though?
That is a question.
Wait, what do you mean
Yeah,
waterfall?
It
Is that
depends
where
on
you
how
like
much water you've put in it.
you're just
I mean,
pouring it into
if
your
it's
open mouth
watered
without
down,
Yeah.
I
touching?
feel like it's more like thick, like ketchup.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't
It
think you
could
can
be
do
like
that though.
V8 or something where it's like
Yeah, I was thinking
tomato
like
E, but
V8.
not,
Oh God.
Miss
Wow.
Andrews just
Literal
has a
tomato
lot of
juice?
practice.
because that'd be really thick.
That is like the clearest glass of V8 I've ever seen.
Alrighty.
Whatever, we'll stick. Right, we agreed earlier. It's tomato juice. It's tomato juice.
You know, let's
All right.
let's take this tomato.
Here we
color.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, Mrs. Andrews. We'll go with that for now. Then I'd like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Carita, you say you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice. Is that correct?
And what of it? My mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank? I didn't think that was possible for you.
I do like that face that Phoenix giving. It's like that's like I'm allergic to your bullshit kind of look, you know?
Head empty, only juice.
Yeah.
You condescending, intelligent woman.
Aren't you rude today?
Call me Spiky.
I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. That one thing.
What one thing?
Oh, never mind. It's no big deal.
What was she starting to say just now?
Yeah, let's press
God,
hard
I
like
heard
a
it. Say
rock
more.
on this shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we slamming.
Mrs. Andrews, I'm convinced that as you said just now, that you made a mistake at the scene of the crime. What I really want to know is what this mistake was.
Actually, so would I.
I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Flower face? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess of glass shards?
Doesn't make sense because the case was only wet on the top. It should be wet inside if that's true.
It's kind of a good
So
observation.
it was open.
Yeah. Because, I mean,
I
with
can
that
get
much of a
behind
mess,
that.
it'd be everywhere.
We'll definitely want to look at that piece of evidence again about the guitar case.
Guitar case,
Yeah,
yeah.
just gotta get her to add it to the testimony.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's get going. Oops, sorry, I hit the thing. Go ahead, Andrews. Andrews.
Oh. Sorry, but when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Oh, sorry. Dang it. Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
Looks like another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
I don't know. That last part got me.
Ellipses.
See, you was sweating bullets.
Okay, so I was the one who knocked over the flower vase and fell into the guitar case. Okay, so if we were to present the evidence on the guitar case, it says empty. There's just some water, but only on top of the lid. And she said she saw exactly where the crime scene. Wait, that's not the crime scene photo. There it
The
is.
guitar?
Yeah.
Or-
So see the water thing at the vase.
Yeah.
See, it's wet and damp, but not inside, like Aaron has pointed
Yeah,
out.
I'd preset the
So
guitar
it'd be
case.
on
I
the
would say the guitar
side, too.
case.
Yeah.
Why would it
Yeah,
only be
like-
on the top?
She
Yeah, it
closed
doesn't make
it or
sense.
something, or opened it.
Yeah, she said she didn't do anything else, but something did happen.
I completely agree with this
Alright.
train of thought.
So, you want to slap Howard in the guitar case?
Slap it hard.
All right, let's
Slap it
Antonio
good.
Banderas like
I'm
the
gonna deliver it like a
mariachi.
torpedo.
Here we go.
Objection! Miss Andrews, in your testimony just now, you mentioned you knocked the flower vase over. Is that correct?
I said what I said.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there some problem with what I said?
It's not some problem. It's a major problem. Follow me here. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. That's what we have from our investigation. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside, not on the outside.
That's true.
Furthermore, Your Honor, there's one other strange thing about this guitar case that I need to mention.
Oh? Carry on, Phoenix.
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo together. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor, as we see here. And what is wrong with that? Oh, sorry.
And what's wrong with that?
If the guitar case was open when the vase fell, the glass shards should be inside, not outside the case, as we see in the photo.
Oh,
What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over? Is that all?
My point, Edgeworth. And no, that's not my point. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to just now. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else.
Ugh.
Yes, right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case. That definitely doesn't add up.
But this whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end. The bright red guitar was found at the studio, and it has no bearing on this case at all.
You know, Edgeworth, that may very well be. However, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it? I can't show him that.
It seems that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Let's slam it hard. Make her testify.
Make her testify.
Make her testify. Explain it.
Make her seem like she's what's the word I'm looking for?
Unreliable.
Self-incriminate herself.
You could just say let her be, and then BL get on to Phoenix. I think that'd be funny.
Okay. Well, the empty guitar case. I believe this piece of evidence is a crucial piece of this whole trial.
Ha! I can't believe anyone would reach for straws like this, but it is you.
I can't believe I'm doing this either. I've got to pull this off for Maya.
All right, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alright, we're gonna talk about this guitar case.
I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
Oh. I think I know where we're going with this.
It looks like this really wasn't a very important point.
This wasteful, oh my, why is that word?
You got it, you got it.
This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting.
Edgeworth, you cut to the core sometimes. Well, anyway, Your Honor, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Is that okay with you?
Huh. Using any way to change the topic, a convenient escape for a weak man.
Alrighty, let's talk about this guitar case.
Edward's going in on Phoenix right now.
Okay.
He's going hard.
Right?
so-
It's like, Jesus.
You know, this is one of those moments that they both need a room after this court session, but
Oh God.
Yeah,
But-
they're just building up the rage.
The tension.
the
The
angry
tension,
tension,
yeah.
Like, thanks for making me feel so comfortable in such a comfortable setting again with you. Like, come on,
God.
guys.
Just imagine being having a lawyer who's also having this weird hey, they both have this heated passion, but I think it goes beyond the court. Alright.
Everybody in the courtroom is like, these two need to get a room.
It's like really awkward.
Definitely. Alright, so let's get back to these testimonies. Okay, I don't care because I was a bit dazed. Supposedly, I've opened the guitar case after.
This one.
You want to press it?
Show the case, because the case only has Karita's fingerprints. Present the case.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, did it say that in the description?
Yeah.
You got good memory.
Yeah.
There's
It
some
only
water.
bear Karita's fingerprints. So,
Great observation.
Not sure what bears have to do with this, but I agree.
let's do it.
Ha!
Uh-huh.
Ah!
You suck.
Miss Andrews, now wait a second. There is no way you were the one who opened the guitar case.
Sorry, wrong button.
Why would you say that?
It's elementary, my dear.
God damn it! I
Oh,
gotta take
okay.
a freaking drink now. All right, continue.
Fun fact, that's not actually something that was ever actually said in Sherlock Holmes. Just everyone thinks it was.
I
Oh, really?
yeah.
I'd always assumed it was in one of the
Yep.
books.
There's actually a phenomenon of that where people will think such a line is said, but it isn't. You know,
No, the
famous
Bernstein.
Well, I've
example.
heard of it,
You're
yeah.
talking about the Bernstein
The
effect.
Yes,
or the
yes.
Mandela
A
effect.
famous example is in Casablanca. A lot of people think there's the line, "Play it again, Sam." As someone who's seen the movie twice, nope. Closest he gets to it is something like, "Play that sad tune," or "Play that familiar tune," or something. He doesn't even say his name because it's understood he's talking to him.
What is truth?
No,
Anyway,
It's what we make it.
That's just a classic case of like telephone. You know, when you do telephone with the quotes, that's what you get. It's one of those. Well, let's continue with this fingerprints. Go ahead, Phoenix.
Well, this is because the only fingerprints that were found on the guitar case are those of the victim. Miss Andrews, your fingerprints are not on it.
Well, what is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case.
Now, what do you mean by that?
What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
No, but there
Why,
were prints
though?
on the cup.
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony,
I knew she'd be sly with this.
so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems that the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
This is totally strange.
That is
Anybody
strange.
remember any part of evidence or one
She
of the
didn't
crime
mention
scene
that
photos?
before either.
But there were
Yeah,
her
it
fingerprints on the
seems
cup.
really convenient.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
convenient.
not,
Hey guys, I'm gonna take a quick moment, real quick. So you guys debate what to think about that, real quick. So be right back.
Sure.
like she set the cup down and that had her fingerprints on
Wine
it.
glass.
and
The
then
wine glass had her
Yeah, that's a
fingerprint.
She knocked
point.
over the
Yeah.
thing.
So what?
But put the
So
gloves
what?
back
She
on?
was barehanded when she had the wine glass, but then she slipped on gloves. That's
Was she only wearing one glove on one hand?
right.
Or is this
She
what she
going
probably...
Michael Jackson style.
This is
I
even
mean,
this
what
is
the
also
hell?
strange too. She walks into the room with two gloves on, sees Juan Carita's body. As she says, "Oh, I'm in shock." She pulls off a glove. That's ridiculous, but she pulls off a glove. Interacts with the juice glass, pours juice, doesn't drink it,
Well,
and
that's
then puts the gloves back on to handle
She
the
just
guitar
likes the
case.
sting of the
assuming-
tomato
that's
glass.
assuming
I
she
mean-
wasn't lying about the juice in the first place. She could have had the glass of juice when she discovered the body, and she might not have had gloves on then.
Yeah, it's weird.
She
It's
could have,
totally
or
weird.
hell, she even could have. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like maybe she might have. I mean, hell, she could have even touched the guitar case and wiped her prints off. Because the whole glove thing seems ridiculous.
It is interesting, but then again, I guess she couldn't say. She had to explain how she opened the guitar case without leaving prints, and if she said, "Oh, well, I wiped my prints,"
Yeah.
that would be.
Oh, I'm not saying
Yeah,
she.
giveaway.
I'm not saying
would
she
be
would
great.
admit to it.
Yeah.
I'm saying I feel like that might be what actually happened because the whole glove thing seems ridiculous.
Well, y'all been through Old Bag's testimony, right?
We were, yeah, our last on Monday session. We did. Thanks to her being windy with the way she talks, she kind of talked herself off a cliff. It was very helpful.
Yeah, Old Bag is notoriously dumb in this series, especially considering she made the same mistake twice.
I did not know that.
Well, yeah.
I wish I had been able to experience some of the first games that y'all done together.
I miss the old. I miss the original objection theme.
All right, here we go. Sorry about that. So, let's see. So, you want to hit the That's Strange, or was it Not Strange?
I think we all think that that's strange.
Alright.
Yeah, we're all in agreement going with That's Strange.
Alright.
She couldn't have put left fingerprints on the glass without leaving fingerprints on the guitar case.
Yeah.
But Miss Andrews, you said earlier you were wearing gloves. I find that a little strange.
Oh,
we
Maria
lost Maria.
and Nick left.
Oh.
Oh, why is that strange? Why can't I just wear gloves like a superhero? Do you have something that would prove that I was not wearing gloves? Wine glass it is.
So, wine glass, that is true.
Found next to the victim, filled with tomato juice, bears Andrew's fingerprints. Are we allowed to relook at her testimony?
Unfortunately, we can't get the transcript of her testimony. Unfortunately.
No, not in this game. They introduced that in later games.
Yeah.
But I think
my only
I think the
concern-
wine glass is pretty damning. She said she poured this out.
Yeah.
She poured the water in this glass before the guitar thing.
Okay, that's what I was trying to remember well. I wanted to get from the transcript. That was my only concern, was the timing of when she pours this wine glass.
That makes sense.
Supposedly she poured it pretty shortly before she knocked the vase over. Well, I don't think she explicitly says it, but it's kind of implied the two events happened similar times.
Yeah, she put the glass down and knocked over the vase.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm good with that. I like
Yeah,
the
cool.
idea of presenting this
Let's jam and slam
at her.
it,
Let's
this stuff
catch
here.
her in another lie. But Miss Andrews, I have your proof right here. This exact wine glass that you poured the juice into.
It's like spoiling it.
The wine glass.
From the
Yeah.
investigation, we found you left your fingerprints very clearly on this wine glass.
Oh, sorry, Nick. Were you trying to say something?
Oh, no, yeah, Maria's having to restart her computer, and my Wi-Fi is also not so great right now. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you can't voice any characters tonight, it's no big issue. But we appreciate you trying to get up for the session, though. So, but other than that,
Absolutely.
let's continue.
Crap. My alcohol's in.
And even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? It's very irregular.
I honestly feel like that's something I would probably do in real life.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Like,
never
To
go
avoid
to
a
court.
crime, right?
Yeah. Like I feel this is making me nervous. I'm gonna get falsely accused of a crime because I'm so weird.
So, Zach, did you not put on the gloves and put on the gloves back? What's up with it?
Look, it's hard to pour glass with gloves on. It's not hard to open guitar cases with gloves on. Sue me.
Obviously.
I mean,
This is why they tell people, even if you're innocent, to get a lawyer, because it's so easily to like get tripped up.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it really
Like,
is.
My lawyer would hate me.
Like realistically, like most trials, you would not be presented to the stand for the possibility of being self-incriminated unless stated otherwise. But majority of the time, like the defendant would mostly not be taking the stand. So just like, other than that,
That is true.
Yeah,
I
I've
just
heard
watched
the
Marshall.
trials are very much shows because everything's usually figured out well ahead of time outside of court.
That and there's settling and all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah, most cases don't even get to court.
yeah, I learned a lot from Harvey Birdman, attorney at law, like how they do all the mundane stuff. But let's continue.
Ironic
Looks
that
like you hit
that
the
show
nail
was
on the
started.
head. This time.
Mia? Well, we did get quite a reaction, but what do you mean?
I believe that the guitar case plays a very important role here.
But it's just an empty case. We don't
Was
even
it
have
empty
the guitar.
though? I wonder if it was truly empty, though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar, it was said that it was found at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
You don't mean... It was a bright white guitar? Wait, no, that's not right either. Ugh.
Phoenix, you're an idiot. What is everyone looking for? The note.
I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. So the witness was not wearing gloves, despite the fact that on the case...
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all into his misguided ellipses, waiting to be interrupted.
Now wait a second, Edgeworth. And no, Your Honor, we need to recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. That was her exact words, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why the guitar case has anything at all to do with this murder.
Can we low-key just convict her with syntax?
Oh god.
What?
Well,
The
can
on
you do that,
versus
Mr.
in.
Wright?
Can we look at that picture of the person who was wearing the costume improperly?
Yeah, sure.
They have the case with them?
Let's see. Forgot the court record. I mean the photo that we just got one, right? Let's see. Oddest photo.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Well, it's not what I thought. I thought the case might be with them and that would mean something. But I feel like this
Wasn't
does
there
show...
another crime scene photo of
Yeah.
Ungard's room?
Yeah, so this is the supposedly this photo was snapshot by I think it was by
Lada.
Lada. And then
Yeah,
and then
this
she
is the
was
secret
kinda
one from Lada.
Yeah, so this would happen earlier, but it was confirmed by Old Bag that she did saw this exact same person. So, but the reason why she know it's this individual thing is other than she's a super fan, she also know the possibility of the affair that Adrian Andrews and Quita potentially have through the note that was meant by Lada. So, other than that, let's get back here. There's one thing I do.
Wait,
What's that?
I know I just read it, but what did Edgeworth ask to prove?
We're about to find out in a second.
Why this matters.
Yeah, what's important
Yeah, what's the
about guitar
relevance to the
case.
case?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you know, Your Honor, okay, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in that case.
Bright red guitar was not the only thing?
A second costume? Because remember, Engard's wearing one costume and there's another one she was wearing.
So, you intend to push your theory that the case was not empty. Is that right? Is that it, right?
Oh, I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove, Edgeworth.
You shut up! Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then,
Context here.
let's have it. What was inside this case at the time of the murder?
Gotta be the costume.
I like to imitate his little finger waving gesture when I read his
I
line.
think we can either show the picture of the Nickel Samurai costume or the picture with the person wearing the costume.
Let's see what's inside the
Huh? Wait, wouldn't there have to be something? Didn't you say the note was inside the case, Aaron?
I thought it was the suicide note, but now that doesn't make sense.
Well, so wait. Okay. The Nickel Samurai is played by who? Is it Juan Carita? He's the actor for the Nickel Samurai?
No, the Nickel Samurai is Engard.
Mr. Engard?
But we
Okay.
think she was dressed up as him.
Because I was thinking about the suicide note idea. If that guitar thing is Juan Carita's, he might have had the suicide note stored in the guitar for safekeeping or something. It's important to him, like the guitar. But that doesn't match up because the Nickel Samurai is not Juan Carita.
What was inside the case of the murders? We don't present these later. Ripped from the costume, covered in is found in Engard's Hakama. Photo of Juan Carita's murder scene. Go here. Nothing out of the ordinary here, other than the buttons missing.
It wouldn't be the knife, would it?
Ow, kitty.
I can't think of a good
I
reason why
think
it'd be
it's
the
the
knife.
costume. Because she had to change into it somehow. I don't know.
Well, okay.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because she needs to secretly take that costume
It
out
did
of
just-
one room to the other.
But I don't
And
know why
is
he has
which
it.
room is she leaving? Was
Wait,
that
remember-
Engard's or was that Juan Carita's?
Oh, I
That was
just
Juan
remembered.
Carita's room.
I just remembered that there was going to be a confession from the Nickel Samurai,
But was
and
it
Matt and Gar
actually?
didn't know about it.
That's weird.
So
I
that
think
would that might mean that it was the costume that was in the guitar case.
Like he was setting something up,
Yeah.
and she ended up
Okay,
using it
alright.
to leave.
It was
We
gonna
should have
be a
presented the
prop.
costume in some way.
Yeah.
So the question is, do we present the Nickel Samurai photo or the crime scene photo of Lala's photo, Marcel?
I would
think-
present the photo. The Nickel Samurai
Yeah.
poster.
We can do
Yeah. Do the Nickel Samurai poster. Yeah.
that. Wrong button.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea too.
This is a photograph.
Yeah, just
And every
pick
time I
it.
do, I was gonna try to do the song, but it failed.
Sorry. Ow.
Nickelback.
I like
Oh yeah.
Look at these graphs.
Look at this
Correct, Your Honor.
photograph. Always
That is a photograph.
Something made me laugh.
But in this photograph, what is important in that picture, Your Honor,
In this picture? So photographs are pictures?
you know, it doesn't take a genius to see what I mean. What I'm proposing is, inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume.
What?
To Wright, explain yourself.
Right. Are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out a costume? What insane point would there be to doing something like that?
That insane point, Edgeworth, would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave Juan Carita's room, could you, Miss Andrews?
Yes.
Oh my god, my brain went really stupid for 2 seconds. No, I'm gonna save that one to myself.
Okay.
Oh,
Heavy streaming today.
I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea?
Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. We interviewed her, and in the end, she told us she managed to get this shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order. It looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we? Sure is the quagmire.
Alan!
Oh, sorry. Nice job, Phoenix. My connection's been lagging weirdly.
Ah, it's okay. Oh, Mia, thank you. I mean, Maya. her life's on the line. And you know my strategy. I usually speak first and think later.
That seems to help us a lot through these games so far.
So the real murderer was hiding inside a costume.
Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Matt Unguard's. Why would something of the defendant's be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case, of all places.
I mean, there's a couple theories there. Like, those guys' tension
That
was
is
due to
true.
other reasons.
That's a little baffling.
You getting to the...
It gets curiouser and curiouser.
Getting close to what I had, the stupid thought.
Like, did they really hate each other? Really?
Anyways.
Or is it going to be a fan fiction for real?
Well, find out in fanfiction.net. Coming soon to a web browser near you.
Fanfiction.net is dead. It's AO3 now.
I'm not really good at this stuff. But anyways, continue, Judge.
I don't know.
Browse to
anything
that
about
URL in your latest Netscape browser.
Damn, bro, Netscape, we're going back. I'm sorry, Judge. Go ahead.
No, he
I
did that
already said
line.
it.
Next line.
Oh, okay.
Line!
Miss Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
Air costume or
I feel like either one of those are plausible.
It has to be a spare because it was stolen.
It has to be a spare because Ungard was sleeping in his costume.
Yeah. He'd be like naked and no one could sleep through. Well, I don't know. Drugs.
I don't know. Maybe
Drugs.
or whatever.
He got roofied.
Drugs
He
just
took it
blamed it.
off and forgot about
We're
it.
really going back to the second case of the first Phoenix Wright game. Alright, let's do a spare costume.
Drugs again, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. I will explain. So Mr. Ungard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one.
What?
Are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 Nickel Samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Exactly, Your Honor. That is exactly what I'm saying.
Then how do you explain the costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself had brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose.
But why? The victim, Mr. Kurita, was the Jammin' Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
Well, you know, Your Honor, that's definitely a sticking point in the explanation.
What are you mumbling about to yourself now? Have you just been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Where is your inner monologue?
Well, I do a lot of inner monologue in my head, Edgeworth.
It's very important.
Oh, no, you know, it's just,
We need a real detective on this case. I know where to get him. He knows how to inner monologue.
Oh, God.
Mr. Wright,
Ashton
please
Frey.
explain yourself to the court. Why do you think the victim had Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, you're sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. Gusto, I believe in you. I'm dead, there's not much else I can do.
all right, Your Honor, and everyone in the court. This is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was...
Alright, so,
okay, we gotta think about this one.
That one.
yeah?
Press conference ticket.
Yeah, the Yeah. Damn it.
It.
Yes, Your Honor. So on the night of the murder, after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference. We were told this.
A press conference?
Yes. And also the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at this conference.
I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right?
But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Ungard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how can that be? It was his own press conference.
Well, Your Honor, the way I see it, that can mean only one thing. It's the only way this all adds up. The conference was a setup by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Carita himself.
The victim?
Exactly. That spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for that very conference. Mr. Carita was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai. He was going to be an imposter.
An imposter, Nickel Samurai.
Among Us, so sus.
He was going to dress up as a Nickel Samurai and hold a conference? But why would the victim do such a thing?
Well, Your
Just
Honor,
sabotage the
that's a
oxygen
really good
supply or
question.
something?
That's something I don't quite know yet. However, since it's so suspicious, what I'm really concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at that conference he was putting together.
The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something. And by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself.
Oh my.
I was thinking that too, Edgeworth. Which means that Juan Carita, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Ungard.
I guess that is what that would mean.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession. That's a public disclosure. That's very important.
Is he gonna confess that I too love the Nickel Samurai?
The Nickel Samurai is going to say that he too loves the Nickel Samurai.
I love myself. It's a problem, I know.
It's taking Twin Sis to an all new level. We could never think
He was gonna like change his brand. It was gonna be like, I'm no longer the Nickel Samurai, I'm the Nickelback Samurai.
Oh God!
Look at these. Look at this
Nickelback Samurai.
Oh God.
Look at this
Moving
nickel
on.
graph.
Oh, God.
That's good.
All right.
Miss Andrews?
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Ooh, did we crack her?
Pardon me? Would you like to speak up, Miss Andrews?
Yes, just as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan. I knew. I knew the whole time.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation for this.
I was the one he asked to help set it up. And the person who prepared the second costume for him, that was also me.
You?
Juan had bet everything on the German ninja this year. And if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyways.
He was going to ruin him, huh?
More ways than one, Judge.
Oh God.
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What, they were sleeping together? They had an affair? What's going on?
It's like, I
He's
love
done
this
mountains
man.
of cocaine.
It is sounding like it is sounding quite a bit like that.
Yeah.
He did a Scarface reenactment on the side.
He was really
What?
into taking X.
What do you mean, Miss Andrews?
And do you know what the secret of Mr. Onguard's is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is. I think she's lying.
I see.
I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, as I'm very suspicious.
Hey, look at
Don't say, Miss Andrews. I mean,
Alrighty.
But that's to be expected, as I am sus.
Such is the way of being sus.
I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Protect Mr. Ungard.
and yet again another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Here comes another spin.
From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
Do you like to think, like, during that song that Edgeworth is on the bass and Phoenix is, like, on the piano?
I know, right?
This doesn't count
got during
for
the whole
everything.
testimony.
That would be epic! Oh, that's so good.
Like, man, that must be really hard to be a lawyer because you also have to be a musician in court, you know?
It's a part of lawyer camp.
That's why they took lawyer camp.
I mean, hey, we're talking about a game series where, you know, people can conjure up dead spirits and shit, so, you know.
I
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah, fuck it. It's canon now. Both freaking Phoenix and basically everybody is just playing freaking music, and the judge is just like conducting with this gavel, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
All right, let's continue. Judge, have you ever said the line? I'm sorry.
Judge.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to say it again? I can say it again. It doesn't matter.
I just want to be sure if you said it. So
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self, aren't we? She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
If the defense can find no fault with this testimony, I'm ready to make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine, Mr. Wright.
Oh boy. Looks like somehow everything has swung to the opposite end of the scale again. Maya. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down.
all right, let's talk about protecting Matt here. All right. I was very disturbed by the last line, but let's see.
This one, why would she immediately assume Matt?
Yeah,
Well,
that seems
that's what
really dark.
Okay, Miss Andrews. Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you when you've told us that you believe Matt is the murderer?
Don't confuse my methods of reasonings with your own.
Oh,
Damn,
sweetie.
cold.
It's hard.
If you want to prove someone did something, you need 3 things.
3 things?
Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
A motive, an opportunity to commit the crime, and finally, decisive evidence.
Who died and made you a lawyer?
And if you think 3 things through, the answer becomes quite clear.
We never talked about those in the lawyer camp.
I know, right? We just talked
You should have
about
already known that, Phoenix. What were you doing at lawyer camp?
you know, just learning how to play the
me,
keyboard.
Was it Edgeworth?
We
Getting
had
real
we had
close.
band practice pretty often, and
Learning how to play the piano.
We've had Bible study, reading John 3:16 every day. So
there was jumping in the local water hole, and there was the big blob float. You jump on one end of it, and it launches Edgeworth from the other end.
Oh yeah, do you remember that dance camp, dude? That was awesome. Like the dance portion of the camp. Blech. But anyways,
Well, Mia, I mean, they didn't teach that to us in school. At least not from what I remember.
Wait, he really? That's canon?
Oh my god!
well,
May it continue now, you fool.
now it looks like
Basically-
California really needs to update their bar exam.
I'm basically explaining how I set him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Miss Andrews is sounding like she knows exactly how to be a murderer.
Not how to kill one.
Well, we know why, to cover up the press conference.
So, Miss Andrews, would you say this need came from the press conference?
Yes, do you even know why Juan chose that event in the hotel for the conference? Because that is when he caused most damage to the public's beloved Matt and Guard.
And you knew of this plan? And you knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared this costume. Knew the plan, it was my plan.
But, Miss Andrews, I'm sure Mr. Ungard himself didn't know anything about this press conference that you were putting together.
Oh, really? Can you show me any proof he didn't know about the press conference?
Anyway, the important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony. You're withholding facts.
Yeah, I agree. Miss Andrews, please correct your testimony, if you please.
Grasping at straws now, Mr. Wright. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove them right.
Do we,
Press this. Yeah, that's weird.
But also, Miss Andrews, has Mr. Ungard done something to hurt or betray you personally?
Like she's gonna tell you now.
Ellipses. Why do you even ask?
Well, that because you were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Ungard, yet you still helped him out as well.
The person on trial right now is Mr. Ungard, right? What the witness was thinking, helping the victim with his plan, is none of our concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill.
Why do I keep doing this to myself?
I don't know what to do with this.
Let's
Go
not
to
think about
the
that.
next. This one. Press
My
here,
thoughts.
because the knife didn't actually kill him, remember?
Yeah, I think it was strangulation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that from Gumshoe. But Miss Andrews, you can hardly call the knife out of evidence, but that's decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be a clever camouflage.
Then, what about the button?
The button?
It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and the murderer had fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from the Jam Ninja's costume.
You're talking about this button, correct?
The button was found in the pleats of Matt's Hakama, correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence.
Oh god, it is blood. I thought it was something else. Don't.
tomato.
Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright. Get it together.
Anyway. But that doesn't change. That the knife doesn't prove a thing.
Do we have the autopsy report?
Miss Andrews, I need you to fix your testimony.
Dang, how did I forget to get her to change the testimony?
Yeah.
Can't stand the sight of a man who can't gracefully accept his defeat.
Oh, Mia's giving you the stink eye.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me after this.
With an icy stare, yes.
I'm trying, Mia.
And
I'm
for
trying.
the sake of, or for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information to your testimony.
The button was torn off Juan during his fight with Matt.
So,
That wouldn't be...
no?
Because there's blood on the button.
Yeah, present the autopsy report because he wasn't fought, like, the knife was after he was strangled, I think, and that doesn't make sense.
No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah,
there we
I'm not
go.
sure which one you'd present. I don't know if you'd present the button or if you'd present the autopsy report.
Yeah, it says
I think it's the
strangled with
autopsy
scarf.
report.
Yeah, because
Yeah, because he was strangled
the
with the
first
scarf,
thing.
then strangled with and then stabbed
Then
with the
stabbed
knife.
with the
Yeah. So the button was torn off during the fight. It wasn't really much fight when he was strangling him.
Why would there be blood? Why would there be blood on the button?
Yeah.
With it being torn off.
All right, so we can slap it here.
I like it. Now wait a second. We have here in this autopsy report that it clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf.
Triangulation.
The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died from strangulation. That's what the report says.
and what does that mean?
Well, Your Honor, let's examine the evidence then. We have this button, and it has the victim's blood on it.
Sorry, Xander, when you say that phrase, what does that mean? I just thought about the avalanche because that boy needs therapy. If you
What does that mean?
boy needs therapy.
No, I'm just thinking of...
I don't know this reference.
I don't know that reference, but no, I'm thinking of
I-
King of the Hill.
Don't worry, I'll post it in the BN chat for reference.
And my
The
girlfriend,
boy, right.
and I promised my girlfriend I'd play violin.
Yeah. It's a
Sorry.
song.
Anyway,
It's a
now you got
song.
me thinking about it.
I'm so sorry, but anyways, let's continue.
I mean, they're a good band. I've listened to the other songs too. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
digress.
It's all good. I like us all having fun. So that would mean that it was ripped off of the costume. But when? When was it ripped off? That's the important question.
After he was already dead.
After the knife was stabbed into the victim.
Exactly, Edgeworth. And I can't believe I'm agreeing with you. Which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle. Because the victim was strangled to death in that fight.
Ah, damn it.
Haha, that's right, Miss Andrews. Another hole in your story. There is no way this button was ripped off during the struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body.
What is the be?
Oh,
What is the meaning of this? Right.
Yeah.
interrupted the judge.
Well, that's just rude,
I know.
Edgeworth.
Edgeworth, where are your manners?
So what if the button was torn off the body after the victim had already died? What does that change?
Then, Edgeworth, let me ask you this. A simple question. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve?
What purpose?
We now know this button was not torn off during the fight. So the murderer took the time and effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it? He's got motive to take the button.
Ellipses.
Mr. Wright, does that mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? Please
Pin the-
share with us. What was it?
Pin the crime on and guard.
Of the crime.
Add it to his button collection. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a nice button. It's so big.
So big. This is button number 2. Let's go.
You can button a fence with this button.
I know. All right, to pin the crime on.
I like buttons.
Yeah, that's actually probably it.
Yes, Your Honor. There is really only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Ungard, my client.
Ellipses.
There is no way anyone would put a bloody button in their own pants. It would be foolish.
I mean, I like buttons in my pet. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't share that.
What?
Huh? Your Honor? Oh, anyway. Mr. Ungard, he was set up. By the real killer, of course.
And the real murderer is? Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then? We need to know.
Finally, it's all come to this. I can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point.
Phoenix, you can't let your guard down yet. Not until the very end.
How does she know what I'm thinking all the time?
It's gotta be,
Boy.
it's Andrews, right?
I've always thought it's Andrews.
It's fucking Pearls. Let's do it.
She hasn't been.
I mean,
Damn it, Pearl!
No, it's Von Karma.
Oh my
It's my
god.
arm.
She
strangled him with
faked
a
her-
whip.
She faked her own death.
I think it's really Will Powers this entire time, you know. His
Oh my god.
powerful body, because you can't get accused of the same crime twice.
yeah.
So he's repeating
There's
this.
no way you're falsely accused multiple times in your life, man.
Oh, he's using the law of averages in his favor.
Yeah. Or maybe.
We know Lana was close to him when he died.
You know.
No, I got it.
Definitely the security lady. Look at her face, man. She's like holding
This whole thing about being a fan of Juan Carita was just a ruse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just
She
made
actually
it
was tired of him not responding to her fan letters.
The ray gun with the real gun the whole time. Yeah.
Or all the OnlyFans requests that she sent to Ungard and never been fulfilled.
That would actually be a great reveal, Nick. Is like she does the rat-a-tat, but then when she gets caught, she actually fires it like a real gun and just kills Felix.
Sounds like the Russian spy camera type of shit.
Cruel irony!
Celestin Pax has been alive this whole time.
Alright, so it's definitely
Plot
Adrian
twist.
Andrews. So you guys want to slam it down?
Yep.
And let's review what is the motive. What is her reason for killing
I
Juan
just like
Carita?
to cover up something else with.
I feel like it's something to do with Celeste and why she killed herself and getting the note. Because
I
she
think
thinks
that-
Juan
that's
had
what
the
I
note. Yeah.
Thought myself too. I
Alright.
think she thinks Juan got her to kill herself.
Alrighty then. Let's slam it down with the presenting of Adrian Andrews. Oh wait, wrong button. This is the
That's
button.
okay.
I was gonna present like a camera. It's like, how's that? This camera's the real killer.
Okay, Your Honor. We have heard and experienced, many changes to the story this evening. But it has all come to that I believe the murderer is Miss Adrian Andrews herself, right there.
Oh, the glow sticks!
Alright, let's get raving, guys.
Miss Andrews, you are Mr. Carita's killer.
Is this Pokemon?
Wait, did her glasses
What?
just shattered?
The glasses are broken.
I just shattered her glasses.
Order, Mr. Wright!
How
Damn.
could you break?
How
her
did you
glasses
break
like
her glasses with your words?
I wanna
You
say.
said the right vocal frequency.
I'm sorry,
Come
Your
on,
Honor.
you're not
My
even
objections. My
You shouldn't
objection
have a
has
sonic
such
voice.
force.
I want to say low-key, like, Phoenix Wright is like a spirit detective, so you just freaking spirit gun her freaking glasses off. I don't know.
I mean, that's kind of how it is in the anime.
Yeah.
Just without the actual bullets.
This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge?
Any evidence, Your Honor?
I present all the evidence, Your Honor. Oh, wow.
Of course. Of course, Your Honor. I have evidence. All of the evidence points to Mrs. Andrews.
How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. You can't stick... No,
I can't?
phrasing.
Can I, Miss Andrews? Do you really want to test me?
Oh my. Dude. Dude.
Why was
Phoenix
that
is taking
new?
taking a
Dude,
dark turn in this case.
Dude, Edgeworth is right there.
Not in the courtroom.
I can be.
Take it out of the courtroom if you do wish to. Oh God.
Then what about this knife? That I'm gonna stab you with because I'm really angry right now.
Ah, yes, the knife that was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Ungard, naturally, my client. It was a knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints. It could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you.
Holy crap.
I
like
broke
this-
her glass.
She got another one?
Here! How many?
She's very prepared. She wasn't prepared for this line of questioning, but she was prepared to have her glasses broken.
How fragile
That
is her
is
glasses? Holy shit.
Phoenix Wright is using the wending
Then-
way.
Then what about the button that was found in Matt's Hakama?
Now that button, that was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Ungard was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own Hakama. I say it again, that's very foolish.
Oh. Another one.
Now, the only person who could have put this button into Mr. Ungard's Hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which we've heard in your own testimony, Miss Andrews, that was you yet again.
I see. What about the empty guitar case?
Yes, Your Honor. Bring up another good, important point. That's another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Ooh, cool, new photo. That costume, that spare costume, was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is, again, you, Miss Adrian Andrews. You helped set up the conference.
Adrian.
Oh, sorry. No, I feel so exposed.
But
really
Miss Andrews' fingerprints would know what to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right.
No. Everyone, that's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints on that guitar case, she used a towel or something else to open it. But we have that glass of tomato juice, and that's a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. And to top it all off, we have this photo. taken by Lotta in secret. It's a photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Ungard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. And speaking of how tall people are, Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not?
Wow.
Damn, Phoenix.
Kind of like this is getting needlessly mean.
Stop.
Yeah, I'm word violating her.
And by the way, your teeth are slightly crooked, aren't they, Miss Andrews?
What kind of haircut is
You're
And are
kind
your
of
ears the same size?
Your eyes aren't the same size, Miss Andrews, and
Andrews,
your
I
ears,
think I'm seeing
they
a
flare out
unibrow.
too much.
And
Oh
we're
my
noticing
God.
how you
There.
clip your fingernails.
We're just bullying this poor girl. Next thing you know, your
This is
ears
brutal.
is bigger than the other. All right.
What brand of conditioner do you use anyway? No, sorry, I'm done.
All right. All right. Let's get to the next line.
Please
here.
stop.
Well, Miss Andrews, how about it? I've got her this time. She's on the ropes. She's about to crack.
Ellipses.
Miss Andrews?
I refuse to testify.
wrong answer.
You could have done that a long time ago.
Yeah, it's a,
Next line. Next line. What, Miss Andrews? What was that? We didn't all quite hear you.
There's a law.
Oh, she pleading the fifth?
she's pleading the fifth.
It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
That's
Oh, boy.
called pleading the fifth, Miss Andrews. Well, yes. You're absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination, although the fact that you just told us this is probably not good for your case. By allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Judge?
Apparently he
They
skipped
didn't teach us that at
Learned
lawyer
this
camp?
in Lawyer camp? Yeah.
He probably skipped that class, you know. You don't know.
Nick, it's the Fifth Amendment.
Edgeworth,
It's
did you
been
know
there
that?
a long time. It was in the
I'm
Bill of
telling you,
Rights.
man. We played
Did
too
you
much.
spend lawyer
Man.
camp staring at Edgeworth at the?
It's probably so hard. It's like, come on, Phoenix. Even I know what's pleading the fifth's like, you dummy.
Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. But Miss Andrews she's shown she's very calculating. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Ungard's room,
Dude. We're gonna pull some dark shit on her now.
oh my gosh, Von Karma.
Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood? Alright.
That's it. That's when Francisca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things looked bad.
You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there's still one thing you haven't done.
Something I haven't done? Mia, what do you mean?
Go to hell, Edgeworth.
What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
You wish, Edgeworth.
Probably says that to him
Exactly
instead.
is so funny,
It's like-
Mr. Edgeworth. This is a court of law, not... I don't
Not
know.
a bedroom, I understand. I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless.
That's how you really feel.
What? What do you mean, Edgeworth? How can it be
Everything-
meaningless?
Everything you have proven is circumstantial.
Circumstantial?
Yes, circumstantial. They taught that in lawyer camp too. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof.
Maybe if you stop learning about my ass, you could actually start learning about my law. Something like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Edgeworth, you and your big lawyer words.
About the circumstance, you know.
Oh, God.
Edgeworth's not very
Save
good.
that for
He's
the
not very
fan
good at talking
fiction.
naughty. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Miss Kurita. Mr. Kurita, why do I keep doing that?
He changed it.
Don't worry, I've messed up some names too.
You need like motive, I think.
Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Kurita? I don't know why I'd be asking you that, but I'm asking you that.
I believe it may lead me to incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering
So
that dumb question.
in other words,
But Miss
1,
Andrews,
2, 3, 4, 5.
I plead
I
the
plead
fifth. Fifth.
Next line.
If you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? It looks very bad.
Maybe so, or maybe not. There's nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence.
Girl, wipe that smirk off your face.
No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. I hate that. Maya's life is on the line. I have to get an acquittal for my client. What should we do?
Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation after all.
We've reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
I like how that's highlighted in red, like very ominously, you know?
Mm-hmm. But, Your Honor, that's just not true.
In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do. And that is to declare a recess.
Recess?
Request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial...
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Your Honor, please wait. That won't be necessary.
Damn, we're pulling the dark side of Phoenix on this now.
The trial. Your Honor, we must continue the trial. I have something else.
What are you sweating for? We haven't even gotten into bed yet.
Oh my god.
Your client isn't getting one more day to live, isn't he?
Edgeworth, that's not it. This isn't about that. I know you know who the real killer is. I've had this sneaking suspicion.
Oh, whoops. Sorry.
You've been helping me. So, please, we have to let this trial continue. It's imperative. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya...
Question mark?
Question mark?
Possible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is...
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Worth, what are you...
It's true that Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation was something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Very true, but...
Wonderful, we found a loophole.
Actually, there is one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews, When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, and
I can't help but think about how natural that is. Usually, when one finds a body, they're shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice.
Shaken, not stirred.
So my actions were unusual, but I've already.
Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness.
Huh.
I don't know what it is about Edgeworth today, but I can't get a good read off of him. Is he a friend or foe? I just don't know. Are you guys back together?
The court acknowledges the prosecution's request. Miss Andrews, if you please.